Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I was just sitting here thinking tonight, about the 250-year anniversary that we're coming up on. And if you guys feel anything like the way I feel like we need to calm ourselves a little bit. First of all, the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what does freedom mean to you? And put it in the chat for me. What freedom really means to you. Because we've had our freedom tested recently. All of us. Doesn't matter who you are, what race you are, how old you are, how young you are. Our freedom has been tested. So I think that one of the things that we need to do really is just calm ourselves. Because I think that 250-year anniversary for the United States, everybody here is not in the United States, of course, but it's like the United States. Whatever happens here affects everybody, just about. And we've been going through it the last year and a half or so. Well, actually, you could go back to the last 10 years. But I hope you guys tonight will just kind of calm yourselves. This is what I want to do tonight, is to help you calm yourselves. And one of the ways that I'm doing it for myself is doing something that I enjoy doing. Now, if you guys want to, get some pencil and paper or whatever, and just calm yourselves. I mean, you don't have to, but this is just my way of doing it for myself. And I see Tiny says, hi Tiny, hi Witch. Tiny says, freedom meant cutting all news, politics, to focus on my spiritual journey. Natural history docs only. Nature history docs only. So much lighter, freedom. So much lighter. Freedom is sitting by the river, talking, listening to spirit, finding absolute calm. I like that. Because the thing about it is, guys, we have put so much of our attention on others. We've forgotten about ourselves. And which says, freedom to her is to pursue your true happiness and your truth path. Do you know what that is for you, Witch? What would that be like for you? If you were pursuing your true happiness right now, what would that feel like for you? And you can see, guys, I'm not trying to stand the lines or anything like that. I'm just being free with what I'm doing here. I started off with the black lines because with this white all over my desk here, I know you guys wouldn't be able to see it. Which says traveling, seeing the world, and then also enjoying nature and helping others and doing something with art and technology. Wow, that's good. what, okay, which it leads me to another question. Traveling, of course, I wish I could do more traveling. And one day I will. Um, what kind of art are you into? When you say art and technology, are you thinking like digital arts? Tiny says, I've been on my spiritual path for the last year and a half. Became a hermit. I've missed you. Oh, yeah. Um, one thing about one thing about not being able to do what you normally do, like I would normally come out here and talk to you guys a lot and that kind of thing, is it makes you stop and think. It makes you stop and think. Now, I already knew, if you guys that have been with me for a while, you already know that I have been thinking about all the political stuff that was going on and stuff, and it just wasn't sitting right with me, and I wanted to get away from it so much. And it's like Spirit said, okay, it's time. It's time for you to get away from it. And the more I tried to come back, the more Spirit was like, no, 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 you're not ready. Because I probably would have came back with more political things because, that's what everybody was talking about. But I had to make a decision for myself. So I understand that, what you say about becoming a hermit, because that's kind of what I did. I just had to sit with myself. And I think that's good. I think that it comes a time that we all need to think about what we're doing, where we're going, if what we're doing is making us happy or not. Because just because other people in the world, we're hearing about all this stuff on the news and stuff, just like you talked about, Tiny, and we let that kind of dictate how we're going to feel or what we're going to do and that kind of thing. And I think when you said the hermit part, that's going within and just seeking for yourself. And I think that's really good. And which says, since I have a lot of ideas in my head about music and pictures, but I can't actually draw, etc. You don't have to draw. Music is a creative outlet all on its own. I wish I could sing or play some music, and I come from a musical family. Hey, Apple, how are you? Good to see you. And then you said the AI allows me to express it. Also, in general, teaching people about technology. Oh, okay, so you're really into technology. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I'm not that technical. That's the only thing. I'm not, I do enough to get by, but I'm not really technical. And Tiny says, Spirit has had me remove several people from my life too. Positive people, negativity is no good. They are all energy suckers. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. Sometimes you have to remove yourself. I had to do that. It's like today I got this thing from YouTube that said, happy anniversary. Your 5 year. This is your 5 years that you've been, doing YouTube. And I started it July 1st, 2021. And it's things in your life that makes you say, okay, I need to do something different. And with the pandemic and everything that happened with the pandemic, and you're sitting there, and that year, my mother passed January 1st, 2021. So, therefore, I knew, you know, to me, I felt that like that was a real shake up, wake up for me also. And, you know, that's what made me come on YouTube. I was her caretaker. It gave me time to, really think. I was like, okay, I really want to do something, because when you're in that mode, when you're grieving like that, you need to do something to take your mind off of it. So that's kind of what made me come on YouTube and start, doing the cards. And, I know I'm very intuitive. I know how to read signs. I can read people. I have no problem with that. So, I'm enjoying it. And I'm still enjoying it. Um, but what I was talking about was the wrong thing. It was the wrong thing, because it was zapping all of my energy. And I think that's what we really need to look at these days, guys, because we're letting others just come in, zap our energy, especially the people that are in power, and they go on about their business, and we're sitting here wondering, wow, when is it going to be over for them? And they have no idea who we are, what we're doing. They don't care. But in the meantime, I know that what's been happening has affected us all. And sometimes it's hard to not pay attention to it. You can't not pay attention to it. But I think that it's only so much energy that you can give it without it messing with your mental health. So, Apple, I have overcome some major obstacles and lost 50 pounds with more to follow. Need new to do too. Searching. Wow. Congratulations. Wow, that is a feat. 50 pounds. I can't even. I need to lose at least 20. And I'm like, 50 pounds, that's really good. I mean, you really have to make up your mind. You have to be ready to really make your mind up to do something like that. That is a feat in its own. Congratulations. And which says, I just get some of it, even though I don't know how to code, etc., but I get how it generally works. And then you say, for example, I'm not an expert, but I've taught Claude AI how to make sure that it verifies everything and cross-references. Yes, you got to ask for sources, and I'll make sure that it adds all that to its memory. Right, that's the way to do it. And I saw today, I got something, because I use Claude also, and I got something that said, you remember the 5-point something that was taken away? I guess it came back today. I don't know if you guys heard that. I haven't even checked into it. I don't even know what it's all about, but I got a big notice today that, it's back online. So somebody did something to get it back. I'm sure they didn't want to just let it go, because I think that some people just don't want everybody to be able to do the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? So they make it hard for people. So somehow they got it back, which is good, because people were complaining that. But then people, you know what else people are saying? That, well, it gives all the people with the power time to get it first, and they can do everything they want to do with it before we get it. So I don't know how true that is either, but it's back online. So Apple, you're still searching. You want to do more. sometimes, it's we can just think about, guys, what we've done when we were children. What did you like to do? What did you like to do? I was always a creative person. This is not new for me. Fable. Yeah. Fable is back. Have you used it yet? No, you haven't. I haven't used it yet. But it's back. Wow. Okay, and Tiny says, Ascension, have you been discussing? Is anyone else going through this? The complete body aches. Oh, I'm having body aches all the time now. I didn't used to have them. I really didn't. But then you might be right because about the ascension part, because I just put it to all the things that I've been going through because of my accident and the surgery and all that and all the medication. It's like it changed me, so, but no, I haven't really. What's going on with you, Tiny? You said you're having complete body aches. And is it new? Is it something that you haven't been getting before? Spirit says ascension. We are heading into the new world. Yeah, things are really being shaken up right now, guys. For sure. That is so true. And this year, this month is supposed to be a big month. Used to live where I had lots of land to explore. So I did explore nature. Even before we got dial up, I played The Sims on my computer. Okay. Okay. So you used to live where you had lots of land. So you don't have it. You're not there. Yes, it seems really bad, but we are actually leveling up. I agree. I agree totally. I believe we're actually ascending higher. Yeah. Now that I definitely agree with. And I guess the way that it happens for all of us is probably going to be different. We're not going to all feel it in the same way. And Tiny says, went from walking 4 miles a day to walking with a cane. This lasted 6 months. I'm feeling some better now. Oh, sciatica was yeah, sciatica. I know people who've had that. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, that I heard is really, really awful. Um, and Apple says, I'm 65. Have to gradually start exercising too. I'm pretty isolated and need to meet more people. The exercise thing, I used to exercise. I used to not, I'm not going to say I just worked out. But since I had the accident, I haven't been doing any of that. And I can feel it. I think that's part of it too. But I have a machine that I would get on all the time. Um, and I haven't been doing that at all. And you can tell the difference when your clothes start, you can't fit the clothes the way you used to fit them and that kind of thing, but it's been a gradual thing for me too. But, yeah, you should get out and meet more people, Apple, if you can. 65 is not old at all. Don't even think that that is old, that you know, it's just, I think it's just a matter of you just making up your mind that that's what you're going to do. And then do it. Yeah, and it's hard when you've been just sitting around. I know it is. It's hard to make up your mind that you're going to start getting out. But is there places that you can go near you? Um, Even, you know, I on Fridays I used to do it more. Friday would be my day. Whatever I wanted to do, I would just get out and go do it. And you know, even if it was just going to the bookstore or just hang, just all by myself. And I think that's something that we all need to do at times. Is just spend time with ourselves. You know, go have some lunch by yourself. You know, if you have to. Um, Sometimes it's just good. It's just good to just be with yourself. And Tiny says, my husband can't lift arms both. Oh, oh, sorry to hear that. Wow. Did he have an accident or anything? So I'm going back to me now. I remember I couldn't lift this arm here when I had my accident. As a matter of fact, you can't really see what's going on under here. I try to cover it up. But my arm was just, you know, because of all the tape, you know, and everything, it's still sore. But going through therapy, and I knew that I wanted to get right back to where I was, and I did. But it was a lot of work, a lot of therapy. Yeah, the powers will fight to remain in power. That's the reason why it's so messy. You're so right. Which the, and you know, a lot of people say, well, will they resign? No, no, they're not going to resign. They would have to give up so much. The only way they would resign is if their lives depended on them resigning. Or I mean, I just can't see. I could see them being pushed out, you know. But just saying, I'm going to resign. That's a lot of power to give up. That is a lot of power to give up. Yeah, walking does sound great. I've said that I was going to start walking again. Um, I have a treadmill, and my husband's like, well, because I said I wanted to just, you know, go somewhere else and do it, but um, he's like, well, you got the treadmill. Why don't you get it? Because the treadmill is too, you know, you want to get out and do it. You know what I'm saying? You want to get out and do it. But walking helps a lot. I do know that. I did it for a couple of days, but it's so boring on a treadmill. It's so boring on a treadmill. That's the only thing. But yeah, walking is always a great exercise. We know that. So if you can get your walk in, that's good too. And that's what a lot of people do. That's why I enjoy these shows. Oh, okay. Are you talking about the lives or? Thank you. Um, let's see. And then Apple says affects the energy level. Yeah. Yes, for sure. You know, some people do believe that acupuncture helps. I know someone that had it and they said it helped. So, you know, maybe that's something you can try. You know, you never know until you try it. So I would say try it. Oh, you think it's ascension? As spirit pendulum, it came on one day, lasted weeks, then gone. Okay, so what do we talk? What came on? Was your Tiny? Are you talking about your husband, or are you talking about the fact that you were using a cane? Well, let me. I haven't used my pendulum in a while, but why not ask? Let me grab it. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I got it. Let me just clear it. Clear, clear, clear. My pendulum has probably forgotten about me. It's been so long. It's been so long. So, Tiny, you're talking about, oh, both of you. I've heard that about ascension. So I really wouldn't be surprised. Okay. All right. Guys, hold on. Since I haven't used it, I'm going to make sure it's clear. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just needed to run some water on it to make sure I clear it out. Okay. All right. All right, Spirit. Show me yes. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. Show me yes. So it's going back and forth. Show me no. Okay. No is side to side. And Spirit, show me maybe, please. What is maybe? Circle clockwise. Okay. So, Spirit, are we going through an ascension right now? Are people going through ascension? Says yes. Thank you. Then when we go through ascension, does it cause our bodies to ache with pain? Is that one of the symptoms? Yes. So it looks like you're right, Tiny. Are 50% of the people going to go through it? Yes. 60%? Yes. 80%. Yes. So are we all going through it? 100% are we all going through it? Yes. Hmm. Okay. It looks like that's true. Wow. I think, yeah, I do too. I do too, Apple. Love the pendulums. Um, I'm glad it was so nice to me. I haven't, I've had it in my little white box for months now. But you know what? And I'm wondering if, you know what I think? To me, okay, so we're all going through it as a collective, and it's probably going to happen over a certain amount of time. So maybe we're not all going through it at the same time. Let's ask. All right, Spirit, as a collective, are we all going through this ascension at the same time? Yes. Does it affect people differently? Does it affect people differently? Yes. Are there other symptoms? Yes. Hmm. So, in other words, we're going through it, but some people don't know that they're going through it. Is that correct? Yes. Hmm. That's interesting. So things may be happening to you, and or you may be feeling different in some kind of way, and you don't even know it. You don't know what's happening. Wow. He said it came one day and lasted weeks, and then it's gone. I've had some things like that happen to me, guys. But I just assumed that, I guess I didn't think about it because, I'm thinking, I'm putting everything on what happened to me. But I did have this terrible backache like a couple of months ago. And I couldn't figure out exactly where it came from. I thought that I had just pulled a nerve or something, but I didn't lift, I couldn't figure out, okay, I'm thinking back. I didn't lift anything because my husband was asking me all these questions. Did you lift anything? Because you're not supposed to be lifting anything that heavy and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, 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 I didn't do anything. I didn't even think about that. But it had me like for a couple of weeks. It was hard for me to move around, to get in and out of bed, and that kind of thing. And that never even came to my mind. But I'll be watching from now on. Wow, I just blamed it on something else. Yeah, it lasted for weeks. And I don't usually have pains like that. That's what I'm saying. It's usually I'm pain free. That's why I just blamed it on the accident. Wow. Okay, and which says it would be difficult for them to leave willingly. Yeah, they'd have to be forced out. That's why, I don't know, they're talking about impeachment, but the thing is, you can impeach all day long if you don't do something to get them out, so, if the House impeaches and they don't do anything, and, the Senate doesn't do anything to remove him, it doesn't even matter. Which says we're going to be moving to another apartment. Maybe I can do a little bit more walking there, and even though it's only a very short distance of move, it's a lot nicer. Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I don't think it really takes that much walking. You know, as long as you're moving your body, that's how I see it. As long as you're moving your body, and you know, just that little bit of movement, because just that little bit of walking that I did on a treadmill for a couple of days, I really felt better. But it was just so boring. It was just so boring. So get a puppy to walk. That's a good idea. Oh, okay, you're saying that you don't like where you're at right now. Oh, Apple, you were talking about the lives. Good. I'm glad you like them. You know, it's like getting. You know, we have to do more of that, guys. I think, and I said this on um, the last live that we did. We have lost community. You know, we don't, because so much has been going on, and just like Tiny says, she's become a hermit. It's just so much that's been going on that we don't notice that we've really just become, a lot of us have, because of everything that's happened, hermits. It's so true. Reflexology. Now, I've never tried that one either. That's another one I haven't tried. Apple says, I was bedridden with severe pain for 8 months. Doctors and surgeons, no help. 5 minutes with. Oh, see? See, I heard that that works. 5 minutes with acupuncture and no pain. I don't know the science behind all that, but I guess it's getting to some nerve or something. I don't know. It loosens you up or something like that. I don't know. Has anybody tried those earthing um, sheets? Earthing, I guess they're like panels that you can stand on. I heard that a cousin of mine told me that one was really good. She's bought the sheets, and she says that they've helped her sleep. Some guy that did a lot of research on it, and it's like we're not walking enough, we're not getting out on the earth bare feet and that kind of thing. Well, it depends on where you live if you can do that. Um, it only works around here for 2 or 3 months, you know, from maybe May to September. Then it starts getting cold. But has anybody heard of those? Yeah, Tiny, you're right about that, because I was having pain for no reason. I didn't know what it was. I don't know where it came from, but you're right. I need to research that some more. Oh, you're saying not everybody has painful. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's not painful for a lot of people. You used to use a pendulum. Yeah, I did. I did. I used to use it a lot. Wow. So, Tiny, is your husband able to move his arms any now? Is he better? Which you just looked it up. Spiritual ascension is a profound shift in consciousness. It is widely understood to be a painful process because the body and ego often act as shock absorber absorbers for the intense energy. Oh, I believe that. As the spirit evolves, individuals frequently experience a combination of severe emotional purging, deep fatigue, and unexpected physical aches. Well, I've been doing all of that. I've been doing all of that. Oh, and the fatigue has been crazy. Oh, and there you go. I've had extreme fatigue. Yeah, me too. Wow, that's interesting. I really gotta. Well, you're like me, which you like to do all the research too. I do too. And you said New World, Love and Light, Fifth Dimension, no more wars, no more political crap. I wish, Tiny. I wish that would happen. But we have to wait and see on that one. And which says, as far as my move is concerned, is very short distance to the new apartment, which we lived at before, I think, is such a nicer place and actually a nice walking environment. See, if you can get into one of those environments, that's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Yeah, who's going to enforce it? I mean, okay, so we knew, okay, so he's been impeached twice, right? Or is it three times? Because it seems like I remember reading that it was going to be three times doing a reading on it. Has he been impeached the third time yet? Probably has. He's done so many things. Who knows? I can't even remember now. But maybe this third one is going to be the one that gets him out if he hasn't already been. But his own people would have to turn against him, and some of them are. Acupuncture been around almost 3,000 years, so it works. I mean, what else can you say? It works. It has to. Oh, I saw one of those acupuncture boards. I need to get one, though. It might help my grandma. She can't stand much. She used a cane for a while. Now she's using a walker, and she can't stand much. Wow. Yeah. I was looking at those earthing pads or whatever, and I saw the acupuncture boards. Well, I hope she feels better. Which, Tiny says the people will finally speak up. This is also part of our ascension. Ah, wow. So your husband is almost all better. And it just came on, just like that. I'm glad we have this community because if you told somebody that, that didn't understand, they would think you were crazy. Love and peace. I've been saying that here a lot, and I truly believe it, and I put the energy out there. Yes, I agree. It is true that some things we can control, and your thoughts and all that kind of thing. All those kinds of things. What you speak, your tongue is very powerful. I believe that. So, yeah, when you say love and peace and put that energy out there, I think that's a good thing to do. It's good energy. Okay, you don't think we've had the third time yet? Yeah, it's still got to be enforced. They still got to get enough votes to get him out. And maybe, just maybe, the Republicans, some of them are just as sick of him as we are. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's going to be wild when it all plays out. I can't. And it's going to happen this year, guys. I think it is. I really do. Well, we can ask since I have the pendulum right here. All right, Spirit. Will politics as we know it today come to an end in 2026, this year? Will it come to an end as we know it now? And I'm getting yes. And the only way it's going to come to an end is if the orange one is not in there. The whole time. She said they do think I'm crazy, but I still believe everything Spirit told me. Yes, yes. If you don't believe what Spirit tells you, then I don't know, you got a problem. Oh, she's been having a lot of knee problems. She had 2 knee replacements that she's had a while, and she's been having tests, etc. We've been trying to treat her pain. So she's had 2 knee replacements. I know they don't last that long, they say. My mother needed knee replacements, but she refused because she was afraid to go under anesthesia. So, and they told her that if she didn't do something, at that time she was really, well, I felt she was young enough, but she was so scared. Um, she was scared to have it done. And a lot of people are scared to get cut on and that kind of thing. But she ended up, you know, late. The older she got, the more she wished she had it done. But because she couldn't get around. And she wanted to get around. So. Tiny says, yes, we will prevail. The black energy will be taken down by all of us as a collective, only to go to certified. Okay, then you're saying something else. Only go to certified acupuncturist. No dollar special. Yeah. And they do think you're crazy. I believe it. I believe it. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Yeah, well, Tiny, I'm reading your message. Please use your pendulum more. Spirit will tell you. More than 50% of Repubs and Dems are crooked. And I believe that. I don't even need Spirit to tell me that. That's obvious. Most all must go. Do you think Dems are perfect? Heck no. They're also, I don't know if they're all bad. I'm not going to say they're all bad because we're lumping everybody, um, you know, into a certain place. And I don't like that. We can't generalize like that and say that they're all bad. But I think that a lot of them go in there wanting to help, and the money and the power that they get from it, it corrupts them. And but I don't think that I really think you have to be very careful. And once you get into a position like that, as to who you surround yourself with, and be careful when you take offers. It's just like like my parents used to tell us, and I told my kids, you don't just take money from people. If somebody offers you some money, you no, no, no. Because that's the first thing they're going to do is offer you something that you really want, and then the next thing you know, they have control of you. So, or you may say, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the same thing. So I think they get into those little cliques like that, and then it spreads. But I guess I don't know enough about a lot of them to say that that's the kind of people they are. I think that probably there's some Republicans that are good people too. Maybe not a whole lot of them, but yeah, I think it's widespread. I think it's both groups, and I think that when things go down, we're going to be surprised at who all is involved. But hey, it has to go down, so and it's going to happen. But you're saying that more than 50%. Let's see how I can ask this question of spirit. Um, uh, okay, spirit, I want to ask about the political figures that are in the House of Representatives, in Congress, period. Republican and Democrats. Are at least 50% of the people really doing the people's work? Are at least 50% of the people really doing the people's work? I'm getting no. Are at least 60% of the people in Congress really doing the people's work? I'm getting yes. So you're right on, 50% are not. Um, are there just as many Democrats as, let's see. Are there more Democrats in the Congress doing the people's work than Republicans? Yes. Would you spirit, are 60% of the Republicans doing the people's work? Are you saying yes? Are 60% of Republicans in the House, the Congress, doing the people's work? Yes. Okay. Are 60% of Democrats doing the people's work? No. So what is that telling us? That there's more Democrats? Dang, I don't even know how to ask the question, guys. If 60% of Republicans are in there doing the people's work, well, a lot of Republicans left. Um, does 60% of the Republicans feel like they are doing what's right by the people. Yes. It says yes. Does 60% of Democrats feel like they are doing what's right by the people? No. Well, I'm sure they know that because they've let the Republicans kind of stomp all over them. Is there going to be a big shakeup in Congress this year? Yes. Will that shakeup expose, oh shoot, will that shakeup bring more exposure to the Democratic Party? No. Will that shakeup bring more exposure to the Republican Party? Yes. Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. So you say your grandmother, her hardware is still good. Okay. But she's still having pain in one knee. Have you tried the acupuncture with her? Maybe that'll, well, that's why you're thinking about getting the mat. Yeah, Tiny, you're right. The top major companies run the country. That's why the president has to do what they say. Because it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Most are bad. There might be some good ones, but they're still trying to play the same old game. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Democrats, yeah, you can't just continue doing the same thing and just letting them. I agree with that. Yes, we need progressive and not Democrats. Yeah, but the thing is, before we get there, guys, we have to get the Republicans out. I think if we start splitting right now, it's not going to be good for us when it comes to election time. Some people are going to be voting for progressives, and some people are going to be voting for Democrats, and then the Republicans, because it's going to be a split, then the Republicans are going to get it again. I think we have to be very, very careful right now. We all want to see change, but we got to be careful. I think we have to keep the Democratic Party together because we can't have, if they get in there another 4 years, I think it's over for us. That's just my opinion. And I think that they would love to see that happen. They would love to see progressive Democrats and regular Democrats going at it because it would split the Democratic Party. Um, I'm reading your. They say she has leaky valves. And you think she's had it for a while. serious. That is serious. Yeah, if they're refusing to take the money, because see, you're right. If they continue to refuse to take the money, then they won't be, won't owe anybody anything. So maybe ask about actual progressive, wondering what that would be. Actual progressive, wondering what that would be. Oh, oh. So you're saying that we shouldn't lump the progressives in with the Democrats? All right. Spirit. Are the progressives in Congress really working for the people? The majority. Yes. Are the majority of the Democrats really working for the people? No. That's what it is. That's the split. That's why I couldn't figure that out. You're right. You're right about that. That's why it's coming up that way. Which, that's what it is. Are they doing what's best for America? Okay. Are the Republicans doing what's best for America? No. Are the Democrats doing what's best for America? No. Are at least 50% of the Republicans doing what's best for America? No. Are at least 50% of Democrats doing what's best for America? No. Are at least 50% of progressives doing what's best for America? Yes. There you go. I guess we got to separate them now, guys. But I just don't want to separate them before the election coming up. I don't think we should be splitting them. We shouldn't be splitting it down the middle yet. That's just my opinion. Hey, I heard that he lost his trillionaire status. I heard that, guys. Which, look that up. I think he lost his trillionaire status. And I think, uh, um, which, depending on how bad it is, people do live with that. So, hopefully, it's not, you know, that bad. But, I'm sure it'll slow her down anyway, either way it goes. Yeah, let's hope that and hope and pray that all goes well for her. When you were asking about the numbers, when you were doing the numbers, ask about how many progressives would actually be doing stuff for the people. Okay. Did I ask that? All right, Spirit, would at least 50% of the progressives be doing things to help America? Yes. Will at least 60% of progressives be doing things to help America? Yes. Will at least 80% of progressives, yes, and it's getting bigger. Will at least 100% of progressives be doing things? Yeah. Look at that swing. Look at that swing, guys. It's really big. So, yeah, that's what the progressives want to do. Will they get the opportunity to do that um, in 2027? Yes. Thank you. Will the Republicans lose their power in 2027? Yes. The midterms, 2026, that'll do it. Okay. Yeah, I think something's going to happen before the elections. You're right. Yeah, definitely. I believe that. I think something major. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to be real soon. That's what I think. Oh, what's happening is when it moves, then I miss some of the questions, so then I go back. So that's on me. Stay positive, love and light. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Progressives is where we need to go. Spirit lives. Yes. Spread the news every day. Yes, that is so true. Yeah. Yeah. But what do you guys think about freedom? The question that I ask. How are you feeling about it these days? I think for me, I think a lot of it has been taken away subtly. You know, it's been subtle, very subtle, the way they're doing things. Just like right now on YouTube, we don't really have freedom of speech the way we should have it. And just like a lot of the people that are, that, you know, the news media, the new media on YouTube is talking about him and that kind of thing. He puts them on a list. What kind of mess is that? You know what I'm saying? Um, so to me, freedom of speech is one of the most important things that we have. And I think if we lose that, we're really, but I don't think it's going to go that far. He's, they're trying very hard to do it. I don't think it's going to go that far though. Let me just ask Spirit. All right, Spirit. Will we as a country lose freedom of speech? Will we lose our freedom of speech? No. Will we gain back what we've lost in 2027? Yes. because you can't say anything bad about him. We got to use orange peel. We got to use all these orange things. We can't just say the name. Otherwise, it's possible you could lose your channel. It's possible that for some people, he may come after them. So, you have to be careful. And I'm sure, well, there's a lot. I'm not going to get into all that. Not today. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's like subtle things, like I said, like, so he has the money, he has the power. When he says, "I'm suing so and so because you let so and so say something about me," then the major companies have got to be careful because they got to get their people in line. So it's very subtle. If they don't get their people in line and tell them in whatever way they tell them that you can't speak about it, then that company may get sued. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not like um, they're saying don't do this, don't say that, but they let you know in a certain kind of way, just like they let what's her name, Nancy Guthrie, her daughter know. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're just saying you can't say this and say that. They show the people, they make examples of people. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen him. Honestly, I can't stand to look at him. So I would just probably just go by it and wouldn't think anything of it because I can't stand to look at him. One thing interesting is supposedly anybody in the military couldn't speak out regardless of the orange man. But recently Major did, and they just arrested him today. Oh, see? Supposedly it was already considered sedation, but now they're going to be doing something because he stood up today and made a speech. Oh, who was that? I got to look that up. He was a major from the Navy. He's active service Navy. Hey, Sheila. Sheila, we got to get together, honey. We really do. We have to get together. I've seen you, was it a couple of days ago you did something? And you said that you had just came back. I didn't know that you were, I didn't know that you were gone. I think every time you come on, I get notified and then, and maybe you're gone for a while. I've been gone for a while too, so. But it's good to see you. And I see you can talk now about things that you couldn't talk about before. Hey everybody, Sheila, medium Sheila. Sheila, put your thing in the chat so people can follow you. Sheila's really good, guys, and she talks about a lot of things. So you should follow her. Sheila, put your stuff, what do you call it, in the chat so people can look you up. It's at Medium Sheila. Yeah, at Medium Sheila. Yeah. I know, we got to get together though. We really do. Oh, you can't put it in? Okay, well, everyone, look up at Medium Sheila. She has a YouTube channel, and she's good. You guys will like her. Oh, you're welcome, Sheila. Tiny says just because something is in the news does not mean it's true. Please, everyone, use your discernment. Don't believe all the BS. They put crap up so you look the other way from reality. Yeah, we have to be careful. We definitely have to be careful. They do. They put a lot out there. And you got to just check the resources, do your research. His name is Jackson Watson. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Oh, she says Mary Zadal only got to read with you once, and it wasn't enough. I know. Okay, you know what? I tried to find your email. For some reason, I couldn't find it, but mine's is on the channel. So if you get in touch, maybe we can do a collab or something, Sheila. I would love to. Oh, Witch knows you. She says hello, Sheila. Okay. Um, yeah, I tried to look you up and I couldn't find it. I don't know if it's because you changed your name, but I changed my name, but I didn't change my email. So, but we'll have to get together. It'll really be fun, I think. Now we can really. You're not so limited, so we can talk. Um, I got to, yeah, Major Jackson Watson. So he's arrested. See, this is what that gets on my nerve because look at all the people that he let that were put that they arrested were in jail or in prison, whatever, for what they did on January 6th. And he let them all, he released them. He let them all go. Okay? But you can't talk. But see, that's a part of his little army, guys. He let these people out, so that means they got to do work for him. You know? Let me catch up here. Thank you, Sheila. I'm doing much, much better. Oh, good. Witch says she hasn't seen your channel yet. You'll love it. Not limited. Yep. Technically, I've heard that he was not supposed to do that, regardless of whose power. But you know good and well, they would do it. But they claim that the military is not supposed to do anything. Hmm. Oh, well, I can understand that they're not supposed to speak politically. I think that's what Sheila was going through. But I think that's wrong because they should have the legal right. Yeah. I guess sometimes you do have to be careful though because you're working in certain environments that you can't and you shouldn't probably because you don't want to. For one thing, you might know more than everybody else knows, if you're in certain positions. Okay. Okay, Tiny. Okay, I think you. Okay, you said it's in your chat, in my chat. Okay. I haven't seen it, but maybe I've got live chat on. Send it to me, Sheila. Send it to me in my email. Because I don't see it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it right now. So send it to me. So, Tiny, are you saying that you don't believe that's true? But I'll ask the pendulum. All right, Spirit. What's his name? Major Jackson. Did Major Jackson get arrested today? Did Major Jackson get arrested today? Oh, it's saying no. Well, I know he would. Let me ask. Hi, Claude.
Hey Mary, how's it going?
Great. I need to know if Major Jackson got arrested today for speaking out.
I'll
Researching.
search for that right now.
Thank you.
I'm not finding anything about a Major Jackson arrested today for speaking out. The results are pulling up older cases involving other Jacksons. Can you give me more context? Like what Major Jackson does, or what cause they've been speaking out about? That'll help me narrow down the search.
Major Jackson is in the military, and I think he was speaking out about the president or something. Can you research that for me?
I'll search for that. So it looks like it was Air Force Major Jason Watson, who was arrested today at the Capitol for calling for President Trump's impeachment. He was speaking at a press conference organized by the Removal Coalition, and he's an active duty Air Force officer. This is a pretty significant move, given the risk to his military career.
So his name is Major Jackson Watson. Okay, so how could this affect his career, and why was it so risky for him to do that?
So the search results call him Major Jason Watson, not Major Jackson Watson,
Okay.
just to clarify. But to your question, speaking out publicly against the president while you're active duty military is risky because of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Active duty officers have strict limits on political speech and public criticism of civilian leadership. It's considered a breach of the apolitical nature the military is supposed to maintain. He could face court-martial, discharge, or other serious disciplinary action that would end his career. That's why it took real conviction for him to do it anyway.
So what do you think the outcome will be for him?
Honestly, it's hard to say without knowing more details, like whether the military decides to prosecute, what his chain of command does, or if there's public and political pressure that shapes how they handle it. These kinds of cases can go different ways depending on the moment and the politics surrounding them. Do you know if there's been any official military response yet? Or are we just watching how this unfolds?
Can you check for me to see if there's been any official military response?
I'm not finding an official military statement yet. It just happened today. But I did find that he was in full uniform when he did this, which makes it even more serious from a military standpoint. He's got a 17-year career, and wearing the uniform while protesting his commander-in-chief is a direct violation. One source suggests he could face jail time under military judicial code, so this is genuinely consequential for him.
Anything else?
Not much more than what we've got. It's still breaking today, so official statements from the Air Force will probably come later. You've got the core story, 17-year career officer in uniform, calling for Trump's impeachment at the Capitol based on constitutional violations he outlined, arrested within 5 minutes. It's a bold move with real consequences ahead.
Wow, did you guys hear that? He was arrested within 5 minutes. Okay, I was watching, I think it was Jessica Lights On or whatever. Okay, and I was in a hurry, so I didn't finish watching it. But he was arrested. I wish I could have seen that now. Within 5 minutes. Okay, so do you think he knew that he could have been arrested? He should have known that, right? And which says, yes, I guess that's why it's considered sedation, because I still think they should be allowed to speak, yeah, certain points. Yeah, but I think it's different if the country, if you know things that may work against the country or whatever. I mean, we got this man in office that he's not going to do the right thing either way it goes. There's normally you wouldn't have people speaking out about the number one person in office like that. But these are different times. Yeah, it can search the internet. You still have to verify. I mean, sources, you still have to ask for sources. I don't think AI is automatically bad, is how you use it. Yeah, AI is good, but it only spews what is fed on the news. Well, I think that's the only thing. Oh, thank you, Sheila. You sent me an email. Good. Thank you. Uh, that's all any of us can get is, you know, there's, did you get sources? Can you source what you found out for me, Claude? Okay. Wait a minute. I think I lost it. Oh, where did you go? Okay, yeah, there's sources here. There's lots of them. I didn't ask him to speak. I just said it. So there's sources. There's the Washington Times, um, Mediate.com, Media News, um, freespeechforthepeople.org, Yahoo News, political articles, the kenyatimes.com. And he says, worth flagging, some of these are advocacy affiliated Free Speech for People, a Substack newsletter, rather than straight from news reporting. So the framing leans sympathetic to Watson. The Washington Times and the Kenya Times piece are more neutral, factual accounts if you want the driest versions. Okay. Well, it was on TV. If he was arrested within 5 minutes of him speaking, because I remember there should be some footage. I remember watching the beginning of that, so we should see it. We should be able to see it. Is there video of him being arrested?
Yeah. Multiple sources mention there's video of his arrest. The Free Speech for People statement says, "Watch Major Watson's remarks and arrest here." And several articles reference video showing him being arrested by Capitol Police. You'd find it easiest by searching Major Jason Watson arrested Capitol video, or checking the Free Speech for People website or YouTube. They've got the full recording of both his speech and the arrest itself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I assume that. Because I know I saw some of that. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Yes, everybody, please smash the like button for me. Thank you, Sheila. Okay, so Tiny, are we talking about the same person? I think we had the names wrong. I think that's what it was, is that the name was wrong. But somebody was arrested, and it looks like it was the Jason Watson. Yeah, it was Jessica Denson. But like I said, wouldn't he know that what he was doing is wrong? Did anybody tell him that he talked to anybody before he did this? I mean, if you're in that kind of position already, you know that you can't talk about stuff like that. You should know that. Okay, Wish says she still has it on her channel. Okay. Okay, I guess I don't know what you guys are arguing about. He said that he just wanted to stand up because he knew what was at stake. That's what he said. Also, he knew. He said he was standing up for the Constitution. So I think we're debating whether it was one person or the other person. Is that what we're debating here? So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I know that somebody got arrested today for speaking out. I don't know who it was, but they say it was this guy, Major Jason Watson. Okay. Oh, okay. So, which you're saying that the other person was arrested. It didn't have to be for speaking out. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Witch? That you heard that the other person got arrested also? I don't know. I'm sure a lot of stuff is going to be happening these days, especially now. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on in the skies and all that, guys, with all these planets being right together. And I'm thinking that it's probably causing a lot of confusion, and a lot of things are going to happen that are unusual just because I don't know a lot about astrology. But Uranus and Neptune, I think they're fighting each other or something. They're conjunct or something. So it's just going to be a lot going on. Now, I didn't see him being arrested, Tiny. I left before that. I didn't watch. I saw them getting up speaking. As spirit, the man you saw. I'm stating that that man got arrested and Tiny didn't believe it, but it's okay. I'm still your peace and love. Okay, guys. Yeah, there's just a mix up somewhere. Okay, so you don't believe he was actually arrested. Tiny, is that what you? I don't know. The man you saw arrested was his name was his name Watson? Okay, so they're saying okay. Was the man that was arrested? All right, spirit. Let me take a deep breath because I don't know what's going on. All right, spirit. The man that was arrested today, the military man that was arrested today, was it really Jason, Major Jason Watson? The man that was arrested today, was it really Major Jason Watson? I'm getting yes. Well, they're saying he got arrested. Jason Watson. I think we just got the names mixed up, guys. It's it's gonna all pan out. We're gonna know tomorrow exactly what happened. Okay? But I do have to say this. Sometimes Orange Peel will pull some stunts. We all know he does it. And we may not know the real fallout from all of this for a while. You remember the ear thing? So I guess that is something to think about. Because he will pull some stunts. But the thing about it is, Jessica Denson should know who she's talking to, right? I mean, she's got him up there. Yeah, that was fake. I mean, so we don't know what he might do to get what he wants. We really don't. I mean, we have to look at both angles, guys. So it could be that, both of you may be right. I mean, I don't know. From what we know, from what we can see, from what's going on. But I know that when we asked Spirit about the ear thing, Spirit, we knew that that wasn't true, right? Now, we could look at it as maybe, but major Jason Watson. I don't know. I don't even know how to look at it right now, guys. I really don't. It's crazy. But we know all things can happen when it comes to orange peel. Almost anything can happen. That's just the bottom line. So if we don't know, you know, what's true and what's not true, we really don't. We really can't say right now. That's the only thing. I gotta get to the bottom of this. Spirit, the man who got arrested today, was he impersonating Major Jason Watson? Was he impersonating Major Jason Watson? Look at that, guys. It says maybe. That circle means maybe. Spirit. Okay, this is for entertainment purposes only. Did the president have anything to do with the person that got up and made the speech? Yes. Okay. Um, was a person, Spirit, the person that got up and made the speech, was he paid to make the speech? Yes. I don't know what to think, guys. I don't know. I don't know. This is so crazy. This is crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know what you two think. Anybody else? Wow. Well, which, if it was planned, the purpose of it is freedom of speech. We're still talking about the same thing here. He wants people to shut up. But I couldn't understand why he would just throw his career away like that. That's why I kept asking, didn't he know? Wow. That's wow. Wow. That's all I can say, guys. I think maybe we all have our own discernment. Look at the speech and see, you will feel it. You will feel it. See what he looks like when he's standing there saying the speech. I'm going to go look at it. But it's hard to believe that somebody would just throw away. Okay, so what did they do? Did they use, okay, Spirit said maybe. It didn't say yes or no. So maybe I'm not asking the right question. But he was paid to do it. Let's see. Hi, Christine. We're talking about the speech that so-called Major Jason Watson made today, and he talked about orange peel, and he's a major in the Air Force, and he got up and made a speech about impeaching the president. I don't know if you saw that, but Jessica Denson had these people get up in front of the Capitol or the White House, somewhere around there, and they talked about impeaching him. I only saw the first beginnings of it. I didn't see him being arrested. But now there's a debate about whether he was just somebody that they used. This is intense. Okay, so yeah, Jessica Denson, I think she's legit, but she can't make sure that I don't know if she did her research. Could they have just put someone in front of her to say that, to shut her down? Because they'll do it. Okay, now, okay, I'm looking at Witch's comment. Mary, since we're on this topic, which I didn't know it was going to get this intense, but can you ask, was the arrest real? And that's a good question. Well, I don't know if that's going to really give us the information, because they could have sent somebody there to arrest him. So the arrest could have been real, but is he going to be punished? Okay. All right. Spirit. Was the arrest of Major Jason Watson real? Was it real? Look at that. I'm getting maybe again. All right, Spirit, thank you. Is is this something that the public doesn't need to know right now? Look at that. Yes. Thank you. Will we eventually find out the truth? Yes. Yeah. All right, Spirit. Was Jessica Denson fooled by this major? Yes. Uh-oh. See, guys? See? Yes, she was. Oh, you're away. Okay. This just happened today, Christine. Just today. And he was arrested, supposedly. But Tiny kept pushing that it wasn't true. So the person that was arrested, Spirit, was he pretending to be Major Jason Watson? Was he pretending? Maybe. Okay, so we're not going to know right now. Well, I mean, we can look at what's being said and kind of figure it out. Oh, yeah, I know. I know, but I just wanted to know if there was anything. See, I didn't know this debate was going on. And if we ask for the wrong name, if we ask Spirit the wrong name, which we did the first time, then of course we're not going to get the right answer. Yeah. Yeah, that's all AI can do is say what's in the news. It has no other way to get information. But that's the news, that kind of news is being fed to everybody. Yeah, you can ask for both, but you know what? Is one thing that I've learned. You got to know how to ask Spirit the right question. Because remember, guys, I always go back to Kamala. We always ask if she was going to be the president, if she was going to win. We never ask if she was going to be sitting in the Oval Office on after November 4th. You know what I'm saying? She won. She did win. And Spirit kept telling all of us, yes, she's going to win. Yes, she's going to win. Yes, she's going to win. But the point is, was she going to get into office? Was she going to be serving the country as president? So you got to be careful the questions that you even ask Spirit, guys. Yep, you got to ask the right way. Yeah, I appreciate the conversation. Tiny, you kept pushing too. You kept pushing. I can figure out what you guys were kind of arguing about until I was like, we need to get to the bottom of this. I couldn't, because I didn't see the speech. And then we had two different names. But yeah, thank you, Tiny. Yeah, they do want us all fighting. She says they want us all fighting, red against blue, men against women. Yeah. Anything that they can put in opposition, they're doing right now. which is crazy. I I saw something crazy on the internet today, guys. How, now they're trying to send Haitian immigrants back or whatever. And this one Haitian lady got on there and she said, "This is this is how they're dividing everybody." Now she's black. She's a Haitian black. She has melanin, right? And she gets on there and she talks about how foundational black Americans, the ones that were here, the ones that came here, or however we got here. Some were here, some came on ships, however we got here. This Haitian woman was saying, we didn't appreciate the fact that we were here. And that she lumped, see, this is why I don't like to talk in general, do general things. All we do, we're lazy. Now, this is another black person, right? Even though she's from Haiti. We're lazy. The blacks around here are lazy. They don't work. All they want to do is stay on, is get welfare and housing, cheap housing. And she said that the Haitians, when they get here, they really, they make a name for themselves. They do what they're supposed to do. Well, guess what, girl? He don't care. And first of all, just because you're not a foundational black American, your skin is still black. And you're talking about people of the same race. You got dropped off in Haiti. Or you fought to keep your country, whatever happened, and other people got dropped off. Everybody got dropped off in different places around the globe, okay? So you want to sit there and say that we didn't appreciate the fact of being in America, but you're from Haiti. You don't know what the blacks in America have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And that's another division. So now Haiti against black people, and they're black. Asians against black, whatever, whatever, however he can split it up, divide and conquer. So they still stay on top, which is what I was saying about the Democrats, guys. I don't care if it's progressive, they came out of the Democratic Party, most of them, or if it's Democrats. Don't let that be a split when it comes time to go to, do your thing. Okay? You got to vote Democrat, period. Because I'm sure they may try to do something where they will try to split that vote. So we have to be very careful with that. But that's what they're doing. Okay. Okay, so I'm back in the chat now, guys. Um, yeah. Excuse me. So they want us all afraid. I know that, and I know that they don't tell the truth. Excuse me. I knew that from the very moment they started the mess. Guess we're talking too much, guys. They overturned protection for Hades, etc. The Supreme Court. I am surprised that the Supreme Court actually, yeah, yeah. But see, Why would you even get up there and say that? That so now he can say all Haitians have to go back to Haiti. So I wonder, okay, so what if they're citizens? What if they became citizens? Would that make a difference? Oh, he's still going at the birthright citizenship. Yeah, is he going to be around long enough for that, though? I haven't asked that question. Tiny says, have you asked Spirit lately if Kamala Harris is president in the real White House? Okay. And then you say, humor you. This is the thing I want to know, guys. Is the White House going to be the White House? Is it going to, are they actually going to have a president in that particular White House? All the stuff that's gone on there, he's torn down part of it. He's got it looking all gaudy. What is that actually where a president is going to reside next? That's my question. First of all, you know what I read on way back? That we were not going to have a president. That there would be like maybe a group of people that would make decisions. Now, that could have changed. But I'm going to ask this question. Will, if there is a new president in 2028, Spirit, first of all, will there be a new president in the year 2028? See, that's saying no, right? Spirit. Okay, so we know that the president, see, you have to be so careful. Because we know already that presidents don't really run the country. Corporations run the country. First of all, it's number one. And now, Spirit is saying there won't be a new president. Okay, okay. Well, let's ask this question then. Well, even I hate to ask this question. Well, he can't. Okay. Can Donald Trump win another term to stay in, to continue running the country as the way we know it? No. Okay. Okay, we got that out the way. I got to figure out how to ask. Um, the people that will run the country after the 2028 election, whatever way that's going to be, will they reside in the White House as we know it today? No. Okay. I'm going to ask about Kamala Harris now. Spirit. Will Kamala Harris be a part of the presidential group that will run the United States of America, the country, the people? No. So the presidency will look different than what it looks now. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. There you have it. So, Christine, you think that Jessica was paid to say some of the things? I don't know. What you think about that, Tiny? Tell me what you think about that. Okay, so which says if you're not him or his money, he doesn't care. Yeah. Stephen Miller's psycho bubble. Yes. Yes. He's a big major part of what's happening. And poor baby rat man now has 994 billion, point 0.1 billion. Mm-hmm. I knew he lost his trillionaire status, but he's still pretty close, guys. He's no longer a trillionaire, yeah. Yeah, he's made it look like white trash, that's true. I remember, Mary, that we wasn't going to have a one-person president. Right. Right, I remember that. I remember reading on that. I remember reading that with you, Mary, and I was asking some questions at the time about that as well, in which says, interesting wild times. Ask if Kamala Harris, ask, is Kamala Harris president now? Okay. Oh, Christine, you think the Haitian lady was paid? You know what? That's a good point. Spirit. Is Kamala Harris president right now? Is she the president right now? It started going maybe, then it went no. Spirit. Did Kamala Harris win the election? Did she win the presidential election? Yes. Okay. Should she be the president right now? Should she be the president right now? Yes. But is she the president right now, Spirit? Is she? No. Hi, Candy. Good to see you. Long time no see. Okay, so you think the Haitian lady was paid? Yeah, because the way she was talking, I was like, what would make you? Okay, I don't know. I don't know her name. Okay, Spirit. I know you know the Haitian lady that I'm talking about that got online and talked about blacks in America being lazy and not appreciating where they were. Do you know who I'm speaking of? Yes. Okay. Was she paid to say what she said? Was she being paid to say what she said? Yes. They paid her. Yep. You're right, Christine. Jeez, everything's so crazy. That makes sense. Because how in the world could she be president? If she was president, it wouldn't be falling. Yeah. Tiny says, I don't think everyone is allowed to know now. It will all come out. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of things that we're not allowed to know because things have got to play out, and we just won't know. But the thing about it, from whatever, and I haven't heard her say it, so I don't really know that she's gonna run again. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Cause I couldn't believe that she would run again after everything that happened. But will Kamala Harris run? Will Kamala Harris enter the race for whatever the presidency is or will be in 2028? Will she enter the race? Okay, yeah, she's going to enter the race. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Tiny says, just remember, do not trust what you see on TV. They've been lying for years on TV. This is nothing new. They want to split us all up. It's true. It's true. I agree. Candy says true. I agree with that. That's one of the things, and that's one of the reasons you can't, especially the news that comes on TV. And when you have like three major people running TV, period, they're going to get together and figure out how they can make more money. It's all about the dollar. We tell the people this, we tell the people that, we get them all in an uproar, and we make more money. You know why? Because people are going to keep watching us. They're going to keep coming back to watch us. And then the commercials are going to start, putting their commercials on our channels, and then they're going to pay us. It's all about them making money. It's all about the money. Yeah. So you really, really, you can't believe. Tiny says we will have the 7 elected officials run our country. Okay, you think it's 7? It's going to be 7? Why do you think it's 7? I know it's going to probably be 1. First of all, one person can't straighten this mess out in 4 years. I mean, we got a big mess. We'll have 7 elected officials. Well, it's got to be an odd number, of course, because, voting, because of voting. So, but I don't know how many it's going to be. Guys, I'm going to read us a question for us. It's 2 hours already. But then forgetting that orange peel just might do anything. Oh, Spirit told you, okay, okay, I believe it. We forget who's running the country, right? Him and Peter Thiel, who left, Thiel, Peter Thiel, who left, and what's his name? Stephen, what's his name? What's the man's last name? I don't know how I forgot it, but yeah, we learned a lot tonight. But guys, remember, slow down, stay calm, don't let it get to you. Whatever you got to do to stay calm, if it's just picking up a pencil and paper like you saw me do, and markers, and just kind of let your mind do whatever your mind wants to do. 7, the divine number of God. Yeah, I'm a life path 7. Yes, that is so true. Oh, you got 777 there too. Yep, and I am a 777 when I do my life path. That's so true. Triple seven. Are you a triple seven? Have you done your life path? Have you done the numbers, Tiny? And Witch says she's the number 7 too. See? That's why we're all here together, guys. Yeah. We're learning from one another. All right, Spirit, give us a... Well, I hope you guys enjoy the holiday anyway. But you know what? You know what? Something. This is just one of those times that something crazy has got to happen. He continues to make sure he's not connected with EPS, and that's the whole major thing that we keep forgetting. And that's not over. You're 3, Tiny. That what that says about you. You are not only creative, but you are a person that communicates a lot. Do you find that about yourself? Yeah, you just did tonight. You were like, I'm not standing down on this. I know what I'm talking about. You're a communicator. You're a 3. Yep. That sounds right. Because you kept. You're a 3. Okay. You kept going with that. Well, you probably have. I bet you said 7 very strong. So you do have some 7s in your chart, probably, if you ever did it, because there's a lot to it. There's more than just the life path. All right, Spirit, what is the message for the people, for the collective? That one jumped out. Generosity. Giving from your heart with no strings attached is what is needed now. That's true. There's something about this time that we're in right now and giving. For one thing, we all know that whatever whatever you give, you get back. And even if it's only what is not only, but what which said she's saying all the time. You know, if you're giving out that good energy like that, you're going to get it back. So, can you hear me, guys? To you then, when silent per spirit to hermit, I'm back. I spoke up a year and a half ago to you. Then, when silent per spirit to hermit. Okay, Candy. It looks like we lost Candy. I think everybody can hear me, right? Well, let's see if she's going to come back in because let me pull one more card for us. Judgment. Judgment. It says, you're being asked to let go of all judgment and forgive those who judge you. You know what? That's a hard thing to do. But that's what Spirit is asking us to do. The thing about judgment, though, is just like what Tiny was, she kept going with. No, you can't believe that. You can't believe that. I guess what I'm trying to say is we can't judge. We can't. It's the same thing to me. You got to use discernment, especially when it comes to what we're seeing happen in the world today. We really got to use our discernment because anything can happen. Anything can happen. And we think that we know what it is, and we really don't know what it is. And we got a person like this person in office. I mean, how many times? Is it 5 times now that something like what happened with the ear happened? Is it 5 times now? Really? I mean, what are we doing? And I agree with you, Tiny, when you said that you can't believe anything, especially on the news, and especially when the news is owned by certain other billionaires and they can pay one another to do whatever they want done, especially the news. But this kind of thing about the news and what's being written and all that kind of stuff, it's not new. It's just that it's being shown, it's being exposed more. This has been going on, but not this crazy like it is now. But it's been going on forever because when you look at TV, it feeds you what it wants you to know and what it wants you to hear. It's like when I'm talking to AI, I'm like, I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear. I want you to research and, find the truth as best to your ability about this. I want sources. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, it'll come back with, well, like he did tonight. We got to wait to see. We got to see how it plays out. But this is what they're saying. This is what's in the news. Even sourced, even sourced. It's sourced like that though because it was planned, and if it's planned, then that's all we're gonna get. And like Tiny said, you got to go to spirit. You got to use some discernment because if it's planned, that's all we're going to see is what was planned. But we got to ask those questions. Like, why would he do this? He knows that he could be court-martialed. He knows that he could go to jail. He knows that he could lose his career. Why would somebody do that? Those are the kinds of questions that we really have to think about. And when that was my first question, why would he do that? For the Constitution, okay. But I mean, in reality, all we have to do, if we want the Constitution to be served in the way it should be served and followed in the way that it should be followed, we all know that it's not perfect. But we know that if Orange lasted another 2 years, it would be over. You know what I'm saying? But you're putting your whole career, your whole life, your family, whatever you got going on the line, and you know what's going to happen, but you're standing there doing it anyway. That's your lifelong, that's your life. When you could wait it out for 2 years and see things change. You guys know what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm talking about? It just did not make sense. So I'm glad Tiny pushed on that. I really am. Thank you for that. Okay, guys. Let me see if anybody said anything else. Thank you all for being here. I really enjoyed this. And I'm going to see you guys next Wednesday at 7:50. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.